Mr. President, not every student in Colorado receives the support and encouragement they deserve. No, for some, each day is a challenge for acceptance. During the 2015 general session, I was proud to serve as a prime sponsor of Jack's Law, named for Jack Split. That law required each locally elected school board to adopt a policy that would allow a parent or designated adult caregiver to dispense cannabis-based medicine to a designated patient student while on school property during school hours. I was proud to see the Douglas County Board of Education lead the way with such a policy following the 2015 general session. No, that law does not allow kids to possess cannabis on campus, only a parent or adult caregiver. No, the law doesn't allow for anything to be smoked. Most of the time it's about an eyedropper of oil, open, swallow, and get back to class. But in some cases there might need to be a more robust solution available for someone who could potentially suffer a grand mal seizure. One constituent who I represent is deathly allergic to the pharmaceuticals used in such an EpiPen. If he were to experience a grand mal seizure, then some good Samaritan who intended the best could actually kill my friend by injecting what for others is the only hope. That constituent needs a solution that does not involve pharmaceuticals and instead must rely on a THC-based cannabis alternative. But the school board in our school district has refused to allow that cannabis-based alternative to be stored on school grounds. If that student were to suffer a grand mal seizure, then there would not be time to retrieve the proper medication from his home, and the young man could die. Why are students in this state still discriminated against due to the use of cannabis-based medicine? Why can't being seizure-free for 4 years be evidence enough that good things can come from that plant? How can we stand by as one or more school boards in this state presumes to decide which student lives and which might die? If Representative Singer and Van Winkle can find the right wording, the right solution, that I would again ask for your help in sending yet another clear message to those 178 locally elected school boards. Jack's Law passed this chamber unanimously, and I would hope that our next step might be unanimous as well. One of Jack Split's fellow student advocates for cannabis-based medicine is here with us today. Ben, would you please stand? Whew. Those who served on the Senate Education Committee in 2015 might remember that little boy from 5 years ago who wrote his own testimony and read it aloud before the committee. As you can see, little Ben isn't so little anymore. When one person testified in opposition to Jack's Law, I asked, "Where's the evidence?" I turned and pointed to Ben Wann and said, "It's right there." And he stands here again today. Ben is an epileptic who has now lived 4 years seizure-free due to cannabis-based medicine. Ben needs cannabis-based nasal spray to be stored at his school in the event that the worst happens. But unfortunately, the Douglas County Board of Education won't allow it to be stored on campus. Members, would you please welcome Ben and his parents, Amber and Brad Wann, to the Senate chamber. Members, I may ask you to stand with Ben and me later this session if the House is able to find the right solution. But Mr. President, I have great confidence that working together, we can address these and many other issues. I am proud to stand with you and our 33 co-equal colleagues here in the Colorado Senate. We can do this, Mr. President. And now, let's get to work. Thank you, Mr. President.